F1 fans, it's that time of the year. Every team has unveiled their 2025 challenger, and you know what that means. Some teams played it safe, some went bold, and others, well, they might need a redesign ASAP. We're ranking every 2025 F1 livery from worst to best. Ferrari shaking things up with a white contrast? Risky move. Red Bull sticking to their classic look? Maybe a little too predictable. And Alpine? They finally committed to their boldest color yet. With major sponsor shakeups, retro throwbacks, and some wild design choices, these cars aren't just about speed. They're making a statement. So, which teams absolutely nailed it, and which ones completely missed the mark? Let's break it all down. 10. Ferrari. Alright, let's talk Ferrari, because their 2025 livery, it's controversial. Ferrari adding white isn't new. We saw it in the Santander and PMI days. But this time, they've gone bigger. A bold white panel slashes into the bodywork before meeting exposed carbon fiber. It's a sharp contrast, one you'll either love or hate. Last year's yellow accents? Gone. HP and IBM's corporate blue took priority, erasing Ferrari's signature color in the name of brand synergy. And HP's placement? It's fully integrated now, sitting on a crisp white background that fits its typography. On one side, at least. The red is deeper this year, bringing Schumacher-era Marlboro vibes. But the Unicredit logo? A little clunky. The white outline feels like an afterthought. It's a solid attempt at balancing corporate branding and tradition. But will fans buy in? That's another story. 9. Red Bull. Red Bull has once again played it safe with its latest F1 livery, sticking closely to a familiar design. While undeniably sleek, the matte white sections and classic blue, red, and yellow accents remain largely unchanged from previous seasons. Small tweaks, like adjusted logos and decal placements, add minor freshness, but after 9 years, signs of stagnation are showing. It's still a modern classic, but with teams like Ferrari embracing bold changes, Red Bull's reluctance to evolve is noticeable. However, with the 2026 regulation overhaul and a major partnership with Ford on the horizon, this could be the calm before the storm, setting the stage for something special in the next era. 8. Sauber. Last year's car had that bold, in-your-face look with sharp zigzag designs that gave it a ton of energy. It stood out. It made a statement. This year, different. Let's just say they've gone for the printer ran out of ink aesthetic. The front half is bright green, the back fades into black. Not a bad effort, but definitely a downgrade. In the official renders, the transition from green to dark gray looks smooth, but under the lights at the O2 Arena, not so much. The colors don't quite line up, taking away from the sharp, aggressive look it had before. The launch itself, huge production value, drummers, glowing green drumsticks, dramatic lighting. It was like a full-on show. It's a weird contrast, this over-the-top spectacle for a team that's basically biding its time until the Audi era begins. 7. Haas. Haas has now been on the grid for a full decade, and with their 10th F1 livery, they're sticking to what they know, but with a fresh twist. Instead of completely reinventing the look, this is more of an evolution of last year's design, with one big change: more white. And honestly, that small tweak makes a big difference. The extra white on the side pods creates a sharper contrast, making the car pop more than before. The Haas branding also gets a bold update. Last year's logo has been inverted, making it leap off the bodywork in a way that feels more deliberate. Another welcome change: less exposed carbon. That means the designers had more room to be creative, and as a result, this Haas feels a little less bare bones and a bit more polished. It still sticks to the team's signature black, white, and red color scheme, but this time, it's been balanced better. 6. Aston Martin. Aston Martin isn't holding back for 2025, and one of the biggest changes this year? More exposed carbon fiber than ever before. While this could have darkened the overall look, the team has countered it in a bold way. That signature chartreuse green now stands out even more, slicing through the design and creating a sharp contrast between the deep racing green and the raw carbon. Instead of masking the shift, the contrast has been fully embraced, making the livery more striking than ever. This approach gives the livery a more refined, yet aggressive feel. But how does it compare to the rest of the 2025 grid? Let's break it all down. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. 5. Williams. Williams has taken a more traditional approach with their 2025 Challenger. But don't mistake traditional for boring. Just, let's say, visually reserved compared to some of the more aggressive designs we're seeing across the grid. The team has leaned into a richer royal blue, giving the car a clean yet striking presence. The design feels less cluttered, with simpler graphics that make the car look sleek rather than overcomplicated. This refined color scheme isn't just for aesthetics. It ties directly into the identity of their new title sponsor, Atlassian. Their branding is bold and unmistakable, but it doesn't overwhelm the car's overall look. 4. McLaren. After a strong showing in the 2024 Constructors' Championship, McLaren has taken a page out of Red Bull's playbook, keeping things simple and sticking with what works. Their latest challenger, the MCL39, doesn't shake things up too much in the livery department. But here's the real question. Is it a black car with orange accents or an orange car with black accents? Either way, thanks to last season's success, this design is already earning its place as an iconic look among fans. The sponsor integration is clean, especially that MasterCard front wing motif, and overall, the car has a sharp, refined aesthetic. 3. Mercedes. When it comes to Mercedes' 2025 F1 car, the biggest change isn't what's been added, it's what's missing. One of the most noticeable differences? The striking absence of red on the airbox, signaling a reduced presence from Ineos. But don't worry, the logo still makes an appearance elsewhere on the car. Beyond that, the overall concept remains largely intact from 2024. The most visible tweak? The Petronas green racing stripes. They're now noticeably thicker as they flow over the side pods, giving the car a bolder, more aggressive look. 2. Racing Bulls. RB's 2025 Challenger arrives with a new name, a fresh identity, and a bold look. But does it truly stand out, or just blend into Red Bull's shadow? For years, the Toro Rosso to AlphaTauri to Racing Bulls transformation maintained a distinct feel while staying within the Red Bull family. Now, the deep blue shifts to a dominant white, creating an instantly eye-catching design. The resemblance to the 2021 Turkey GP one-off livery is undeniable. Visa Cash App's green accent had the potential to introduce a unique, playful contrast, yet the team leaned fully into classic Red Bull branding, likely to avoid any visual clashes. 1. Alpine. Alpine has had a hidden ace up its sleeve for a while now, but for some reason they've been hesitant to go all in and unleash its full potential. And whether you love it or absolutely despise it, there's no denying that BWT's bubblegum pink livery demands attention. It's bold, it's loud, and it instantly stands out in a sea of more traditional designs. But here's the thing. Alpine has always been a bit reluctant to fully embrace the pink, maybe because they don't want people drawing comparisons to the old Force India days. But does a striking paint job translate to performance on track? That's the real question. And that wraps up our ranking of the 2025 F1 liveries. Which one is your favorite? Did we get it right, or do you completely disagree? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more F1 content. We'll be covering all the big storylines, race analysis, and everything you need to know this season, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.